He is a stealthy player on the court. Brian just finds a way to get it done. You know, he's a little bit smaller than the other practice guys, but that's perfect with me because I'm obviously smaller than the other girls. So we would kind of give a 1-2 punch, getting to the basket, kind of shooting outside shots. It was always fun when one of us made a big play because we always, you know, smiled at each other and it was a team sort of effort.
You know, it's a lot of fun. We're just going out there and playing basketball. I mean, I love playing. It's cool to be on the scout team and see, you know, oh, I'm number 2 on, you know, North Carolina today. And then we go out and watch the game, and then I'll watch number 2 and I'm saying, that was me the other day. I was driving and I was passing to there. That's the same play we ran the other day.
He's impacted me just as one of the guys, and I think that's kind of the cool thing is that he doesn't let this become a big obstacle in his life.
I remember one day in the locker room, our teammates were talking about it and, you know, asked what it was like and what happens and how you take care of it, and no one really knew. So we actually sat there and everybody kind of looked up some stuff on our phone and had a conversation, and the more we learned, the more we respected Brian and what he does and how he does it.
So I take about 50 pills every day. Every morning and night I take 7. Every time I eat, I take 8 pancreatic enzymes. I like to eat, so it's usually about 4 or 5 meals a day. A typical day, I'll wake up, the first hour of my day and the last hour of my day are dedicated to airway clearance treatments. So basically I have inhalers and an inhalation saline solution, and I wear a vest that attaches to a machine that pumps air into it and vibrates against my body to kind of clear up the mucus in my lungs. So that's the first hour and last hour of my day. In between, I'll have a few hours of class and practice for a few hours maybe, or sometimes I work in the ticket office, so just a combination of any of those 3 things in between.
Cystic fibrosis, in its basic nature, is a problem with a protein that moves chloride in your body. When you're not able to move chloride correctly, you don't move water correctly. And so the mucus that's naturally in your body is thicker and stickier for patients. That mucus lives in places like your lungs, as well as your intestinal tract and your pancreas.
I'll be coughing out here sometimes and people think I'm sick, but it's kind of just, I say, you know, it's my everyday cough. While some people aren't diagnosed at birth, you'll always have it. Fortunately, I was diagnosed, you know, right when I was born, so I've been able to have all the treatments and medications necessary throughout my life.
The hardest thing for me as a doctor when I work with CF patients and their families is watching the patient actually decide that they don't want to do their medications or their therapies anymore. They have periods that they're very well and they're feeling good, but that often comes at the opposite price, which is that the patient doesn't feel like they need to do their medicines anymore because they are feeling so good and they can't see the direct benefit. If you stop doing your therapies 5-10 years down the road, you will see an effect of having not done that medicine. I'm really trying to explain to my patients that they don't get to take a break, that they don't get to just, you know, take a holiday from their disease, that they have to treat it every single day. The payoff for what they do now is very, very important. And if I can get them 5, 6, 7 more years down the road just by having them do 2 or 3 more airway clearance treatments right now, I think that that's the most important thing I can try to teach them.
You know, a lot of younger people with CF, their parents will talk to me and, you know, say, you know, how have you been so healthy? And you just have to, you know, keep on it, you know, keep on the treatments, exercise, you know, make sure, monitor everything. You know, it's just something we go through every day, and it's kind of part of who I am.
Being an offensive lineman, we carry a little extra weight, and so sometimes I feel like I have a lot to bear, and then it kind of puts things into perspective, and that's kind of also the drive to raise awareness because, you know, they struggle to just breathe sometimes, and something that we take for granted in sports. Something that we take for granted. The O-line for about 30 minutes one morning during exams, passed out a few t-shirts to just wear around, and hopefully some, you know, ask a question, or they can see, you know, somebody's big and like, hey, why are you wearing that? And like, well, you know, I go to Duke and I'm on the football team and we know somebody with this disease and we just want to, you know, get people talking about it.
We bought the t-shirts just because Brian has given us so much of his time and commitment, and so we just thought it was a good idea to wear the shirts and to let people know that that was something that we wanted to support, and Brian is very, very important to us, and we wanted people to know that.
I guess as long as I've been alive, really, I've been involved in advocacy, and I've been involved in raising awareness for cystic fibrosis, because it is something that not a lot of people either know about or even heard of. So I just, you know, I like to use my platform, you know, to raise awareness for the cause. And it's just good to have all these people out supporting the cause, you know, whether they're directly affected, know someone. Just to have these people involved is great.
We have been doing research since the early 1960s on this disease, and we've only now had a lot of these different breakthroughs. But it's because of our research dollars, our foundation, and our awareness that we've been able to accomplish all of those things. We are on the cusp of actually changing this for all of our patients so that they no longer have to determine when they're going to die, but how long they're going to actually live.
You know, we work with a lot of people that have a lot of different stories. It's always difficult when someone that I've met or someone that I'm even meeting for the first time tells me that, you know, they had a kid or a nephew or something that, you know, just died from CF, and that now they're, you know, joining my team and helping me fundraise. So we're just all working together for each other.
Brian's been a huge inspiration for me. Just knowing that someone can, you know, have a condition that can potentially limit them physically and, you know, even mentally, and seeing that he just comes every day to practice with a smile and with energy, let me know that I have no reason not to be energetic and to lift other people up, because if he can do it, then there's no reason I shouldn't be able to.
To not bring it up and to not use it as a crutch and still want to do everything that I'm capable of doing, he's got a lot of courage.